This week on the English Brief, 20 words and expressions, each with a fresh example. Let's run through them. Thread the needle. It signals balancing competing demands without alienating either side. Inaction. The CEO threaded the needle by promising layoffs would be limited while funding the automation program. Investors responded cautiously but positively. Bear out. It means evidence or later events confirm an earlier claim or expectation. Inaction. The pilot results bore out our suspicion that onboarding was suppressing conversions. After simplifying the form, completed registrations rose sharply. Throttling. It signals deliberately limiting throughput to protect capacity, stability, or fairness. Inaction. The cloud provider introduced throttling during peak hours to protect shared infrastructure. Enterprise customers received higher limits under revised contracts. Entail. It signals that one action, choice, or condition necessarily brings consequences. Inaction. The merger will entail difficult decisions about overlapping teams. Leadership has promised transparent criteria before announcing any redundancies. Ring fence. It means isolating resources or responsibilities so they remain protected and controlled. Inaction. The board ring-fenced the research budget from quarterly cost-cutting. Engineers could therefore pursue the battery project without repeated funding reviews. Chalk up. It attributes a result, usually success or failure, to a particular cause. Inaction. The retailer chalked up its record quarter to faster delivery and sharper pricing. Executives warned that seasonal demand inflated the figures. Deprecate. In technology, it signals discouraging use while retaining temporary compatibility. Inaction. The maintainers will deprecate the legacy authentication endpoint next month. Clients have 6 months to migrate before support and security fixes end. Disparate. It highlights a striking lack of similarity, coherence, or shared conditions. Inaction. The report combined disparate datasets from hospitals, insurers, and transport agencies. Analysts spent months standardizing definitions before detecting meaningful patterns. Flesh out. It means adding concrete detail until an initial idea becomes workable. Inaction. The architect sketched the concept during the meeting. She later fleshed out the proposal with costs, timelines, and accessibility requirements. Regression. It signals that a new change has broken behavior that previously worked. Inaction. The release introduced a regression in password resets. Although logins remained unaffected, thousands of users were locked out after changing devices. Contentious. It signals an issue likely to provoke strong disagreement or public dispute. Inaction. The minister defended the contentious surveillance bill as necessary for public safety. Civil rights groups argued that its safeguards remained inadequate. Paper over. It means hiding a serious problem temporarily instead of solving its underlying cause. Inaction. Management tried to paper over the supply dispute with a temporary bonus. Workers rejected the gesture, demanding safer conditions and binding commitments. Zero in on. It signals narrowing attention precisely onto the most important target or cause. Inaction. Investigators zeroed in on a financing gap after ruling out equipment failure. The discovery shifted the inquiry from engineering to procurement. Provision. In technology, it means preparing and configuring resources for immediate authorized use. Inaction. The platform can provision temporary credentials for external contractors. Access expires automatically when each project reaches its contractual end date. Implicate. It signals that evidence connects someone or something to responsibility, involvement, or consequences. Inaction. The audit did not implicate the finance director personally. However, it revealed approval failures that occurred under her department's supervision. Rubber stamp. It signals approving something automatically, without serious scrutiny or independent judgment. Inaction. The committee was expected to rubber stamp the acquisition. Instead, one director demanded an independent valuation before voting. Churn. In technology, it signals customers regularly abandoning a service and requiring replacement. Inaction. The streaming service reduced churn by offering flexible pauses instead of forcing cancellations. Subscribers could suspend payments while keeping personalized recommendations. Defer to. It signals yielding judgment to someone with greater expertise, authority, or relevant knowledge. Inaction. The project manager deferred to the cybersecurity team on the launch date. Their threat assessment indicated that one unresolved vulnerability remained serious. Clawback. It means recovering money, benefits, or control that was previously granted or lost. Inaction. The regulator ordered the bank to claw back executive bonuses after the misconduct investigation. Several recipients had already left the company. Preclude.
It signals that one condition makes another action or outcome impossible. Inaction. A conflict of interest rule may preclude the consultant from advising both bidders. The restriction protects the tender process from credible allegations of bias. That's your week. New words drop every day. Follow along and keep it up.